Chapter 19. So, once again, my life is changing. Farrell now wants to start preparing and pampering me for this new role, how to be the prince, per se, of this kingdom. I guess he will pass this down to me one day. I would love to take over so I could hit the self-destruct button and tell everyone to leave while they still can. But I know Farrell would never stand for that, and unfortunately, it seems he's planning on being in control for a long, long time. Once I sit down in my designated seat across from him, he says, "I know these last few days have been difficult for you." I glance at my feet. "But I hope in time you will grow to accept and appreciate your inheritance. And I also hope you will accept and appreciate my fathership." I accept that truth, though I'm not happy about it. As I expected, he smiles. That's a start. "Eventually, I want you to take over for me. So this period of time will be a testing and a training for you. The 5 leaders of the other fight organizations in this quadrant will be monitoring you. If you pass, I will host the grandest celebration, and I will spread the news to all that you are my son. I know you won't disappoint me." I can't help but squirm. "Now, come. Let me show you your new quarters." I get up and follow him. A few feet down the hallway, there's another room. Farrell enters the code and the door opens. Whoa, I walk inside. A massive bed is on the left side with a table and chairs against the opposite wall. There's a large bathroom and a food scanner, couches and cabinets, plus many chandeliers dangle from above. The colors are cream, white, and blue. This isn't a bigger room. This is a suite, a really fancy one. "Are you happy with it?" he asks. I let out a baffled breath. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything like this. "This is where you belong. This is your home. Back on Earth, you weren't even scratching the surface of your potential." He follows me in, showing me around. "You'll soon realize you have many choices, Blaze. The more you achieve, the more I can trust you, the more freedom and perks you will have. You know there's nothing more important to me than your success and happiness. If you need or want anything, all you have to do is ask." Well, if that's true, he would have released me and my brother a long time ago. He shakes his head. "In some ways, you're still a child. Still an ember, learning and growing. Right now, for your own good, I'm making certain decisions for you until you're wise enough to make the right choices." Sighing, I divert my attention to the extravagances of the room, yet his words sink in like a heavy anchor. How many more things will he decide for me? I'm still fighting in the arena, yet now he wants to add on a path of luxury and fame. I suddenly feel like I'm about to cross a bridge. A long, dangerous bridge, with Farrell ahead, smiling, tugging me along a bridge coated in sparkling blood. Weary and bleeding, Wesley and I pull ourselves from the wreckage. We may have crash-landed, we may be half alive, but we're determined. We limp, stumble, and crawl along the roads, through the grass, over the cement and gravel, until we reach home. When I see it in the distance, my heart almost bursts with joy. And then I see her, Mom. She's standing on the back porch. She looks exactly like I remember her. Sea green eyes filled with love, compassion, relief, and joy as she's running toward us. Her makeup's a mess as she embraces us both. When I pull back, I see Dad standing behind her. But it's not Dad. It's Farrell. He waits, smiling, arms outstretched, hands covered in blood. Gasping, my eyes open. In bed, lying on my stomach, I push myself up. Jamming my fingers through my hair, I simply try to breathe. I feel exhausted, and the day hasn't even begun. I look at my hands like Farrell's, except mine aren't bloodstained. They're cut, bruised, and scraped, but these hands will never take the life of anyone. Ever. With every passing day, Farrell's becoming more controlling of my life. Things are still tense and awkward between us, but I'm surviving. I have less free time since he wants to squeeze in lessons and father-son time into my schedule. Sometimes he merely talks to me about the fight, the correct mindset to have. It's boring, but I'm learning. Other days, he teaches me the history and the rules of this place, gearing me up for when I'll take over for him, which I'm sure is years down the road. That's really boring, but I'm learning. Sometimes he puts me in charge of arranging battles. I go through the lists of different fighters and pair them up, determine which powers, which fighting styles would make the best show. On days when he captures more innocent people, I help decide where to place them within the ship. Guard duty, mess hall staff, janitorial work, computer techs, fighters, etc. It's heartbreaking for me, but I have little choice. Okay, I have zero choice, but at least I have some say in where they go. I always suggest anything but fighting positions, the safest route for them. Sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't. I hate to get my hopes up, but there are glimpses of him siding with me on things. I know I have to pick my battles. In Farrell's office, going over the history of this place, I ask, "Will you do me a favor?" "Of course. What can I do for you?" He keeps his eyes on the work in front of him. I lick my lips. "Will you donate some of my perks to someone?" He seems startled. "You want me to do what?" I shift in my seat. "Look, I'm getting more perks than I know what to do with. I don't want them to go to waste." "Blaze." He scoffs. "In all the years I've led Battle of Champions, no one has ever made such a request." That's sad. Eye squinting, he asks, "Who would this be for?" "Your half-brother?" I cringe at the mention of half. "Yes, but not Wesley." Zoom. Now his eyebrows really furrow, like I've gone out of my mind or he must have misheard. Zoom. Why Zoom? Because I feel bad about getting him into trouble when we tried to escape. I shouldn't have mentioned his name. It was pointless. It would have come out eventually. He wanted me to know. Farrell comes around the desk and leans against it. He deserved his punishment. He's not your concern. He's my brother, isn't he? What does that matter? He asks. It matters to me. He stares, trying to figure me out. I don't think compassion is in his vocabulary. Please? I ask. Sometimes that worked with Mom and Dad. Maybe it will for Farrell, too. For me? I add, milking the son guilt card. Finally, he chuckles. I see you're already taking advantage of your power and position. He walks over to the computer screen on the wall, glancing at my earnings. I can give him your most recent perks that would supply him with more food and better furnishings in his room. If that's what you really want. That's what I want. He nods. All right. Fingers flying, he swipes and taps away. Done. I let out the breath I'd been restraining. That wasn't awkward or hard at all. Thank you. He shakes his head and goes back to work. You never fail to surprise or amuse me, son. My brother and I stand in the corridor, waiting to be announced. It's becoming a little harder for me to concentrate in the ring, now that I know my own father is watching me. Not to mention, the 5 other leaders are watching the live broadcasts of my fights, studying my every move. But in a way, that has helped. Anger fuels my fire. Of course, Wesley notices, and he's continually trying to cheer me up with his infectious positivity. Right now, that's taking the form of another dad joke. What do you call a fake noodle? He asks. I shrug. An impasta. I run a hand over my face. Okay, that's the worst one! I hit him and he laughs. That was ridiculous. But he got what he wanted. I'm smiling. However, my smile vanishes when we walk out, and I notice who's standing across from us. Coulson and Slay. Horrified, I turn to Wes, as if he'll have an explanation. But he doesn't. He's just as numb as I am. Our friends appear conflicted, sad, yet resolved. And the truth, the reality of our situation slaps me in the face. None of us have a choice. If we don't fight, Farrell will torture us. I hate this. I hate this! But I begrudgingly get in the fight position, knowing we're trapped. We start fighting, though it feels like we're practicing or sparring. I feel pretty good, pretty confident for the first minute, throwing light punches and kicks, almost like a choreographed dance. But it's not long before the crowd starts booing. They want blood. They want carnage. These people make me sick. What can we do? Maybe we can fake it, endure a blow, and then simply lay down. Our friends will show us mercy. Most opponents won't. They'll kick you in the face while you're down. I try it, but the floor is not glowing orange. I forgot the floor senses the heartbeat and everything from our bodies. It senses whether we're close to unconsciousness or not. Getting up, I spin and kick Coulson. He responds with fireworks in my face. Smoke fills my vision, fills the arena. I cough and fan it away. This fight is lasting forever. Then I realize if I'm battling against Coulson, poor Wesley is fighting against Slay, the powerhouse. But I notice that Wesley is protected in his ball of fire, and there's not a mark on Slay. The crowd's booing louder. They're starting to throw stuff. I resist the urge to throw it back. That'll get me tortured for sure. Wes eventually tires, and his force field dissolves. and when I glance over again, Slay's choking Wesley out, yet in the most gentle and reluctant way. My brother squirms, but I can tell Slay's trying to calm him. I read his lips saying, "Shh, it's okay, almost over." But the fear in Wesley's eyes is all I need for another boost of resolve. Kozan's got me wrapped up, but I'm alight and ablaze now. Ah! Kozan releases me. I kick and blast him, and then charge for Slay. "Slay, stop!" But Wesley's already out. Slay lays him down on the floor. I see a tenacity and regret in Slay's eyes. He's strong. He knows he can win this thing. He doesn't want to. He didn't want to hurt Wesley. He doesn't want to hurt me. But the only thing consuming my mind, the only thing setting off alarms in my head, is the sight of my unconscious brother lying on the ground. Slay reads me, ducks my attack, and kicks. Kicks me right in the stomach. I crumple to the floor. "Ooh, okay," I cough. That one really hurt. Stumbling to my feet, I hold my stomach. Kozan and Slay stand on either side. My own pride to win and my protective nature of Wesley makes me want to fight them. I keep going, but I'm slowing. I'm hurting. And my heart's hurting. I don't want to hurt my friends. What's wrong with me? What is this place doing to me? It's not long before I go down again. Straining to keep my eyes open, I see Slay regrettably lift his fist to pound me into oblivion. I could put up a shield, I could keep trying. But I don't want to. I want this nightmare to be over. I wish this was a nightmare. I wish I was dreaming. I nod. Just get it over with. End the pain. Finish me off. My last conscious thought is that Slay and Kozan are winning this battle. Actually, Pharaoh is winning this battle. But he's not winning the war.